What's up, my name is Kiahonfire and welcome back to Conan Exiles. So as you know, a day ago there was a very important update to the main game, which was 2.3. That wasn't only to Sipta, that was to the Exiled Lands as well, and whatever else maps you have. So it was a big important update that added a bunch of content, different ways to do things, and even sprinting attacks. So we'll start with a few of the changes that is across all the maps here. And we have the alchemist bench being the first one. Now, making things with oil or just producing oil has become a little bit of a pain in the arse since they've changed the fishing system. Well, in this change, what they've done pretty much is any alchemist tier 3 and up will be able to have this recipe for oil that you make with 1 bark and 1 ichor in here. Something you're also going to have to get used to is things like this, flying attacks. So when you're running along and you're going to attack something, there is now a new animation for that. So you'll be going like that. So you gotta be careful with this, because I have seen this problem already that people they don't see this change and they pretty much just yeet themselves off a cliff. And it's a very bad day for them, isn't it, Mr. Stygian Fighter 2? So with all weapons, they have their very own running kind of attack animations that you'll be able to do now that wasn't a thing before, to give a huge upper hand in PvP, because you could just fly at people and stagger them unexpectedly with all the different types of weapon. And I've got a few types of weapon I'm showing you right now what they do when you do crazy things like this. Even the hammer, I think. I'm not very good with hammers, but that could be a pretty brutal one to hit you in battle as well. Even the great sword here. You have that kind of swing. Absolutely brutal, and it will lead into other attacks, of course. So just like that, daggers them. Even the daggers have a running attack as well, and like you saw earlier as well, the kick animation also has a running attack. So lots of new attacks with that one as well. Lots more added there that you can expect in the game now. Also, with this update on single player, you can now use offline mode. So you can enjoy playing in thunderstorms or whatever else still and have that enjoyment without needing online connection. You'll probably also notice the stamina has had a change again. In the previous version, it wasn't exactly working properly. You probably noticed when you're running around or climbing on things that the stamina did not drain, or even with the mounts it would be very buggy sometimes. Well, in this patch they've also fixed that, so now using weapons, mounts, running, climbing, all of that kind of thing, it will now go back to draining stamina. There was actually a huge XP nerf as well in this patch. I already thought XP at the moment was a little bit too easy on default, so I'm not minding this too much, but I just want to give you a pre-warning on that one. They've reduced XP from harvesting farmable items by 50%, and they've also reduced XP by gaining, if you're harvesting coal and resin, by 60%. However, they have buffed a bit of XP as well by completing journey events. So now when you go around and discover things, you'll get more XP again from those activities, because before they nerfed it and it did make it a little bit, less worth doing. So now they've buffed it again, so it should be worth going exploring areas again to gain levels, etc. All of that good stuff. They've also fixed a heap of bugs as well in this patch. I mean, loads and loads and loads, which is always great to see, because that's something we always want. Bug fixing is always something that needs to be done, and it's always good to see. So a lot of bugs have been fixed here and there, from small to large bugs, etc. So that's really good, but there's a lot of fixed issues, so that'll take me a very, very long to read through, but just know they have fixed a lot of implements in the game, and I will be mentioning, well, the more important ones in this video. But mostly with this update, it's all about Sipta really, apart from a few little tidbits, bug fixes and etc. that I've mentioned already. They have made a bunch of changes to this DLC that has made the price tag a lot more worth it than previously. It's something that people want rather than the product that we received before, which wasn't quite up to scratch or expectations of the community, and that was made pretty obvious. They've added a few implements to the Sipta DLC that makes it unique from the Exiled Lands, and some other great stuff. So in this one particularly, they've added a lot of thrall camps in the area. Now every space you go to, you can expect to find some thrall camps here and there with different factions, 3 different factions. So you have the Stygian, you have a different kind of pirates now, and you have the cursed kind of people as well, the accursed. that is in the middle of the map. They all have main camps as well as small outposts. They also added a feature where you can kill a jailer to grab a key. Now this key is used for cages, and it is a good way to get your starter thrall, a free thrall, or just another way to go about it. I'd say it's pretty good for RP as well. So you grab the key, and what we're looking for to make this feature work is a cage with a thrall in it. So you have to actually go and find one of those, and then if it has a thrall in it, you can release it, and that thrall will become your friend, your very best friend, for the price of nothing but killing a simple jailer. I like that as a feature. I do like some more customization there, because sometimes with the game, if you have all the same thing, like you're knocking them on the head, you want a few different ways to do things, right? Not just bonking them on the head. As much as that is a lot of fun, of course you want some different ways to be able to do things. So for example, you can see we have one here. Let me show you that I've been talking about. You let him go with a jailer key. He comes out. This exile is now my friend. If he's like a little bit crap and you don't want it, you know, you can always break bonds with it to remove it, and he'll be on his way. But it is nice to save them, etc. Out of their little cages. And you could get something good out of this, by the way. I have seen some T3s get out of these cages before. I haven't seen any named yet. I'm actually interested to find if I can find a named one out of this. But so far, it's T1 to T3 I've seen. So let me know if you found a named one. They've also added some more recipes and stuff to this area. So you can pick things up for reports, lore, etc., and new blueprints, such as there's an area with a tent that you can learn by clicking on the tent that I actually discovered in the series when we were playing that. So some more blueprints to learn, more things to discover, and it will be worth exploring Scepter fully once more. They also did a huge changing on Scepters regarding the storm. You can build within it. You can also find storm creatures without of the storm time and all sorts, so you can find all these creatures. They also removed the tornadoes, so now you only get tornadoes by summoning through the lace shrines, which you can only get the best thralls from, etc, etc. Yeah, that's the thing now. They even added some new vendors in that sell new things, aka Hello Doppelganger. I actually found this quite funny when they explained it on stream about the accursed. How they described it, because it related to my series quite a bit. So they say, the accursed is those who are dragged through devilish magic behind the wild surges. Dragged through the outer dark, and being exposed to the other world has changed them. They live in the storm and they are unaffected by it. They have made dark pacts with the creatures of the outer void, selling their souls for life of darkness and death. I don't appreciate the last part, but it does say I've been incorruptible, so I'm going to take that as that's not a thing for me. I hope anyway. Oh my goodness. But yeah. New merchants that sell new things, which is always really cool. Another thing they've added we all were asking for is some changes to the middle tower. When this DLC came out, I don't know how they did not think about this, but we wanted to go in the tower. Big massive tower, who would not want to go inside of it, especially with all the mysteries around it? Well, they've now opened it up. I don't know if they're adding any more to it but at the moment it pretty much serves as the same as the map room on the other map. What it does is it will give you blueprints for fragments of power in trade. So you can get different weapons, you can get all sorts, you can get fast elevators, coloured candles, Silent Legion armour, dragon bone armour, which may I say, mwah, I love it. All sorts like that. So it's a very cool update. That way you can go in here and get a lot of new cool stuff that is worth actually obtaining too. Anyway, that is my quick sum up of this update. There is a lot more in it. There is a lot of changes with this one that you should notice throughout. But it is a pretty damn good update, may I say myself. So, very, very nice update, Funcom. Do check it out yourself. Have some fun on Scepter with the new camps and whatever else. I'll be doing some more on my series, discovering the areas and whatever else. But anyway, thank you for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!